And good morning. 57 degrees out there. I'm so wishing for Friday. Friday's going to be a great day. Do we just wish for Friday all the time? Or just this one?
In your life, every day's Friday.
Oh, no, Friday. I can't wait.
Good morning. I'm Jamie Cooper. Thank y'all for getting up with us. This is Athens in the AM, and if you ain't been outside yet, it's a little bit froggy out there. When I went out this morning, it looked like a scene from Halloween. A movie. Scary looking. Tom McAlister in here this morning. We're going to talk about a lot of things. How'd Mac like that Alabama game?
He enjoyed it.
Yeah, good.
He had a great time.
I did too. Frank and Tony in here this morning on the phone. 230-4988. Buzz Estes joins us this morning. City Council President Jimmy Gill should be here later on this morning. They had a big council meeting last night. Buzz, is that the attire you wear year-round? I mean, every time I see you dressed in wool. Say, that's the way you go? Yeah.
I wear it when I want to come out here and play.
He's nice and warm this morning, a little cool too, so we'll have that on. All right, we're going to talk a lot about football this morning. Got some other things going on. As we know, Hogs hammered, front page the Huntsville Times over the weekend. Back on track, Auburn. Y'all, let's let me go out here on a limb this morning and go ahead and predict Auburn's going to beat South Carolina. That's what I'm predicting. I'm going to pick Auburn in every game because I hope they lose. All right, but back on track with Auburn, big second half here. Congratulations to them. And Bama Road, we'll talk about that just in a moment. And you know LSU's #1 in the Associated Press. Don't really mean squat, but yeah, thank goodness. And Shut Up Huddleston will be back with us this Thursday. I talked to him as he was an hour from Fairbanks Sunday afternoon after church. He gave me a call after missing 3 weeks with us. He'll be back in town. If LSU can hang on to #1, Bama will be #2 or 3 when they collide on November 5th in Tuscaloosa. I got some updates on TV schedule too. We'll give you in just a moment on the Auburn game, the Alabama game, and Alabama's homecoming against Vandy. But all that's coming your way here next. Right now, let's go to the weather because it's going to be an absolutely beautiful first week of fall, ain't it?
It's really hard to believe. It is 57 degrees out there right now. Yes, it's cold, it's foggy, looks a little scary. Watch out for deer. Buckle up on your way to work. Could be dangerous. Tony came in and said he saw several already this morning, and they love to run into cars. High temperatures, it's really hard to believe it's going to be 81 today, and then check out tomorrow, your high temperature of 82. This could possibly be the last week for you to get out by the pool. I'm going to be out there every day. Don't bug me. I'm going to be laying out, so get as much sun as you possibly can this week. Look at there. All full sunshine the rest of the week.
Well, I would have been out there, but since me and Dr. Mallet are such good close friends these days, I don't think I'll be getting any more sunshine.
You'll stay out of
White boys like me and the sun do not get along. Tom, what's up?
Man, I'm just enjoyed the game Saturday.
It was great. It was fantastic. And thanks for, you know, I wear a lot of Alabama shorts, and I let Mac borrow these, but he didn't wear them the other day. So Tom brings them back over to me Saturday before the ball game. Not only were they washed, which they weren't dirty to start with, they were creased. Who creases a pair of pants like this, Tom?
The dry cleaners.
You didn't have time to get these to the cleaner.
He woke up this morning.
Who creases pants like this?
You're going to have to start ironing.
Yeah, you're going to start ironing my pants,
yeah,
man.
Right.
The feel of them was just so much, you know, felt
Do you know
wonderful.
how to use an iron?
All right, while we're on the subject of football, let me tell you, homecoming at Tuscaloosa next week against Vandy. That game will be at 6 o'clock at night. They said they'd prefer to play it earlier in the day, but nope. It will be at that night on ESPN 1 or 2 or U. They don't know yet. So they'll let you know later this week on that. But Alabama at Florida on Channel 19 at 7 p.m. this Saturday night. Auburn at South Carolina at 2:30. Kentucky at LSU on Fox at 11. And Mississippi State at Georgia on FSN at 11 a.m. That updates you on all of that.
Be a tough one.
Bring you up to date on some things like that. Guess who got arrested over the weekend? Not me. Antoine Dotson, that's right. He got arrested yet again. Huntsville internet sensation Antoine Dotson spent Saturday night in jail after being arrested in Huntsville on a failure to appear in court on a marijuana charge a couple months ago. There he is. He shot to fame on the Bed Intruder song, an auto-tune remix of his rant about an intruder in his apartment. Oh, by the way, they said yesterday, go ahead and show some of that video, Brett. They have not had any arrest on this attempted rape of his sister.
Oh, they'll never find out.
No arrest. There's old Antoine. He was stopped by police shortly after 6 Saturday night on Beard Street for loud music coming from his vehicle, which I think's a Mercedes, isn't it, Corey? Do you remember? So during the stop, police did a routine check for outstanding warrants and found he was wanted for failure to appear. He was arrested and taken to jail, released Sunday on a $516 cash bond. He now has the original second-degree marijuana charge plus a failure to appear. If you get arrested, do you have to stay in jail all night? I mean,
it depends.
You mean to tell me nobody could bail him out for $500? He had to stay all night in jail?
I don't know. You just can't fix stupid.
Well, when he didn't show up for the court, how come somebody didn't go and arrest him then?
Well, maybe Antoine thinks he's big time now and he don't have to abide by all the rules that all the rest of us do.
I think there was a warrant out for his arrest, but they didn't
They just
try to track him down so quickly.
Hey,
In
they're
trouble again.
Madison County, this is in Hustle Times this morning. Madison County principals may have to retire their paddles. I didn't even know they still had paddles. The U.S. Congresswoman introduced legislation Thursday seeking a federal ban on the use of corporal punishment in school. It would end paddling. Alabama is one of only 19 states that allow corporal punishment in schools. There were more than 220,000 incidents involving corporal punishment. I guess they're considering that paddling in U.S. schools in the 6-7 school year. In Alabama, there was more than 33,000 paddlings. Madison County is the only local system that allows, so you're smack safe. He don't get spanked. Paddling. 370 paddling last year. At New Hope High School, where I went to school, they had 18 people paddled there last year.
I didn't know they could still do that.
I didn't either, but all you folks over in Danville, your principal over there, Gilmer Ellis, paddled me in his first job out of college at New Hope High School. Paddled me. Frank, did you ever get a paddling?
Yes, sir.
Go over to Frank over. Frank, are you turned on? I know it's hard to get you up here these days. What?
I'm turned on.
Are you?
Yeah.
All right. You turned on. Did you get a paddling in school?
Oh, yes, I got several of them.
Down in Tanner in 1903. Well, just a big old wooden paddle or what?
It wooden paddle.
Did it have holes in it?
Yes.
You know what the holes for? It gives you more velocity.
Yeah, and it stings.
So about how many licks you get?
About 4 or 5.
On a regular basis?
Pretty much so with me, yeah.
So what was the problem, Frank? What kind of trouble were you in?
I wasn't in trouble. They just didn't like me. I didn't get in no trouble.
Oh, sure.
Well, why'd you get a paddling?
Anything that come along, I was up for it just about it.
All right.
I've never gotten one. How many? You probably got it all the time. What about you?
Now, 10th grade biology class, Coach Ray, he lifted you off the floor.
Now, I'm not talking spankings. I'm talking about paddling.
Don't go there.
Huh?
I've never been paddled.
Never been paddled. Well, I have. And been expelled from school for fighting. Imagine that.
I've never been
I
expelled.
always got the first lick in. Didn't win the fight. But, buddy, I got that first lick in, no doubt about it. Huh?
And then got knocked out.
All right. Speaking about a guy who probably wished that he'd been paddled, get this, Arkansas. Of course, y'all know we just beat the crap out of them over the weekend. An Arkansas man who was once convicted, get this, of threatening to cut off a woman's feet and suck her toes while she bled to death, was back in jail yesterday after 2 women told police he wanted to touch their toes as well. How'd this go, Frank?
Not too good.
50-year-old man, Robert Watt, was arrested in Conway, Arkansas, 30 miles north of Little Rock, on misdemeanor harassment charge. So if you want to suck somebody's toes, that's a misdemeanor.
Well,
2 women had called police earlier, said they picked him from a photo line. According to the reports, one woman said the man stared at her while she was shopping at a department store, then approached her and told her, quote, he loved her toes and they were so long and beautiful. He told her he had a foot fetish and wanted to suck on her toes. 2 days later, another woman called police, say she was approached at a pet supply store by a man, began commenting on her feet and how much he'd like to suck her toes.
well, why do you have to cut them off?
I guess she just must have had special-looking toes to cut them off and suck them as she bleeds to death. I mean, man, yeah, show hers. We got those Alabama, the A on them right there. Yeah, see if we can show in those shoes that I'm still paying for. Yeah, there you go right there. Okay, all you foot fetishers out there. Now let me show you the corns on mine. All right? Perverts! Come on. Come on. Weirdos. They're out there everywhere.
They're out there. H.H. Craig.
Yeah, Frank Scrimster was later released on his... Sorry, Frank. All right. And we're going to do this story one more time. Now, this is the latest on it. It's the same deal, Tom.
What is it?
Time after time again. It's a Dear Jamie.
Oh, great.
But it ain't the first time we've talked about this subject. Buzz, pay attention. So I discovered, Dear Jamie, that my 55-year-old husband of 35 years was texting, calling, receiving calls from a 27-year-old woman.
Ooh.
Sometimes there were as many as 200 texts a day.
You're kidding.
I'm pretty sure she was sexting him too, but I can't prove it. When I confronted him, I discovered he also was having breakfast, lunch, and dinner with her. Sometimes, quote, even going to her apartment for coffee.
Coffee.
He says there was no sex ever involved, and he never once touched her. I was sad, angry, and devastated. We talked about it. He mentioned some things he needed me to change, and I agreed. Okay, so he's doing all this, but it's a wife's fault. Common situation. It usually is. I agreed. He said he never touched her and promised to stop contacting her altogether. How do you think it's going to go, Frank?
That?
Not too good.
6 months later, she still called him. They went shopping together. She was seen in his car. He said he didn't do anything wrong because there was no sex. I am living with a liar. I love my husband. I want to stay married, but I can't trust him. He's also bald and grossly overweight, but he's financially stable. And this woman, I've been told, has money problems. Jamie, why is she interested in my overweight, bald husband?
Well, what would you say?
I'm saying he's paying her for sex.
Well, sure saying there's no sex.
Well, now, hey, Buzz, now, I wasn't,
Buzz just took his hat off. He's a bald man.
didn't say I like, it didn't say that she liked men in wool. All right.
And a beard.
Wool is sexy, Buzz.
Obviously,
Don't let him
this
fool
is
you.
becoming a common problem across America with texting and sexting and everything like that, because it's
Yeah.
every day you read either in Dear Abby or Annie's mailbox in the News Courier here about people doing something stupid like this and saying it's not sex. You can have an affair with someone without having sex. So I've been told.
So you've been told.
Well, all right, if that was
Remember
me.
when Ann was up
Okay,
here?
okay. Let me read this differently. If it was you writing it.
Okay.
My 58-year-old super sexy husband, who's a living legend in television, has been seen
Great.
hanging around with a 20-something-year-old voluptuous blonde, but he don't know how to send a picture of himself, so he's not sexting her. So I was wondering, dear Annie's
Gloria.
mailbox here, since my husband is so good-looking and just basically a real-life sex symbol, almost 60, what should I think about a situation like this?
Can I laugh out loud now?
I'm depressed. I'm homely looking. Probably couldn't get a man on my own. So, I mean, how would you answer that?
I would just be lost. How about that? Since I can't find a man on my own, I just have to be stuck with
With ugly feet.
I do not have ugly feet.
Well, why didn't you add that in there?
And I'm not anything that you said.
You just
we got to take a break. Thank y'all for
Quit
getting
just
up with
saying.
us on a Tuesday morning. This is Cooper Company live right here at Athens,
Oh, boy.
Alabama Fillers Convention coming up next weekend. Now, it ain't this weekend. The
October
first
7th and 8th.
full weekend. That's right. Rick Mold will be with us later this week, too. We'll talk about some things Sheriff Blakely's got going on then. All right, we'll take a break. Jeanette Dunham will be back with us next Tuesday.
Yes, and that microphone works better if it's
and we'll
next to
stay
your
on
mouth.
right now. Now, we'll take a break. Be right back. Y'all hang on.